unplugged the phone, Phil said. He sounded sheepish. Newlyweds, Nancy said. You've been married more than a year. Aren't you over that by now? I hope not, Phil said. Helen felt her face flush hot with embarrassment in the dark bedroom. She slipped on her robe as if Nancy could see she was naked. Why did they agree on custody of the cat if they fight about everything else? Helen asked, hoping to distract the lawyer. They care about Justine's welfare, Nancy said. Pet custody is tricky. The court regards pets as property. Some judges won't order visitation for the other pet parent. Get the wrong judge and it's like asking if you can visit your ex-wife's couch. The judge will think you're crazy. I wonder why, Phil said. Take this seriously, Phil. Don't you two have a cat? Nancy asked. Thumbs, Phil said. He's a great cat, but he's not our four-legged son. Thumbs heard his name, jumped up on the bed, and rubbed his head against Phil's hand. The detective absently scratched the cat's ears and said, Now that your client has destroyed any hope of police cooperation, you want us to rescue the situation. She's our client, not mine, Nancy said. Get your clothes on and come straight to my office. Don't bother making coffee. I have a fresh pot and a bag of bagels. Be here before 6. I want you to meet Trish, then pick up Justine at Mort's house. She hung up. Glad I plugged in the phone at 3 a.m., Helen said. She and Phil showered together to save time, but there was no romance this morning. They dressed quickly and Helen poured breakfast for their 6-toed cat. At least you get to eat, she told Thumbs. He ignored her and stuck his head in his food bowl. Phil quietly shut the jalousie door. No other lights were on at the Coronado Tropic Apartments. The 2-story white art modern building loomed over the palm trees. Window air conditioners rattled in the soft pre-dawn light. Helen and Phil tiptoed past the turquoise pool. The humid air was so sticky hot, Helen felt like she was swimming to her white PT Cruiser. She was grateful for the igloo's air conditioning. I can't believe this, Phil said as he plopped resentfully into the passenger seat. Coronado Investigations has solved murders and saved lives, and now we're rescuing kittens? Hey, it pays the rent, Helen said, starting the car. A kitten, Phil said. Not even a cat. Or a dog. WWBD. What would Bogey do? Take the job to pay for his scotch, Helen said. She admired her husband's chiseled profile and noble nose as she listened to him grouse about the kitten rescue. She thought her man looked like a rock star, with his long silver hair tied back in a ponytail. He'd certainly performed like one last night. She smiled at the memory, then turned into Nancy's parking lot. The law office was a neat, stripped-down charcoal cube with an imposing wooden door. The lawyer's silver Honda was parked in back, leaving the best spots for visitors. A sleek black Mercedes brooded under a palm tree by the door. Helen parked next to it. Inside, past the foyer, she saw Nancy at her desk. Like the lawyer, the desk was plain, white, and strictly business. A pale blonde in a black lace dress sat in the lime green client chair. Bogey would definitely approve of our decorative client, Helen whispered as they headed for the office. Helen and Phil, help yourself to coffee in the conference room and join us, Nancy said. We'll eat after we talk to Mrs. Barrymore. She's anxious to get home in case Mort returns with Justine. Helen looked longingly at the basket of bagels and bowl of fruit as she poured 2 black coffees into white china cups. Phil snitched a grape. Nancy introduced them and the private eyes took the 2 chairs across from Trish Barrymore. Now tell Helen and Phil what happened this weekend, Nancy said. My baby's been missing almost 12 hours, Trish Barrymore said and dissolved into tears. Helen Hawthorne watched the woman's well-bred reserve crumble like a hurricane-slammed seawall. She thought Trish was overreacting, but the woman didn't seem to be faking her distress. Her blonde hair straggled out of its chignon, and she'd gnawed patches of pale pink polish off her nails. You have to find her, Trish said, her voice